One of the reasons I'm a big supporter of stocks is that stocks are infinitely scalable, right? If I want to invest 10 times more money and I'm trading stocks, all I have to do is hit one extra zero behind the number of shares buying or selling, then I'm trading 10 times more, right? My return is then 10 times higher, whether that's in the positive direction or negative direction, but 10 times higher from that one tap on a screen, right? Think about working a normal job, right? 40 hours a week. If you want 10 times more money, you got to work 10 times longer, right? There is not that much time in a year, right? The hours just don't add up like that. Like you literally cannot. You literally cannot. Let's say you want to do it and you say, well, I'm going to find 10 times as many clients, right? There is work associated with each of those new clients that come in. Perhaps there is some efficiency of scale to where it's not 10 times as much work, right? If you're selling a digital class and 10 people buy it, you don't have to make the class 10 different times, right? You don't have to spend 10 times as much for those 10 people as opposed to one. But maybe it's a class where you want to customize it to the person. And so there is some extra work for each additional person that comes along. It's not the same thing as re-recording the class, right? It may be saying, follow this module first, follow this module first. I'm going to do these exercises tailored to you and where you're at. But it is more work, right? With stocks, it's not. It's the same amount of work. Work, right? It's some taps on the screen. Does that really work? I would argue that it is not. Like, trust me, I haven't done it for years. The shit is not work, right? It is not work at all. I have gone to work. I have woken up, put on the dress clothes, put on the tie, showed up at the time they wanted me to, started answering the emails, answering the phone, responding to this person, making the schedule for the day, having the sprint meeting, reporting back on what I'm going to do today, taking the notes, sitting in the meetings, like all that stuff. I have done all of that. That was work, right? That was work. And like, there are always going to be, of course, like some things you like more than others. And so, of course, at a job, some of it's going to feel more like work than others, than other parts of it, because it's not quite as enjoyable, right? It's very rarely, if ever, just like all the things you like to do and only the things you like to do, right? Now, it can be that way, especially if you bring in other people to do the tasks that you don't want to do. But like, stocks is not work. Like, really, it's developing an understanding of what makes the stock market move and also understanding that you don't know it all. Like, those are the two big things. Like, understand why things move and then understand that sometimes you're going to be wrong. And like, it's much better to admit that you're wrong more quickly than it is to keep thinking that you're right, even when the evidence is pointing in the other direction. Like, that is the thing. Like, with stocks, it can easily be like, the stupider you are, the more money you make because you feel like you're stupid. And when you get evidence that, oh, I thought the value of this stock was going to go up and went down. I was just stupid. Let me take my money out now. You minimize the losses, and then you aren't taking as many negative hits. You're riding the gains, riding the high wave, and you end up making more than someone that's a little bit more stubborn or a little bit smarter. That no, the stock went down, but it's still going to come back up. Like, that's the person who loses a lot in the stock game. Like, person that's too smart for their own good, right? Smarter than reality that is like showing up in front of their face. That is the smart one that ends up being quite unsuccessful in some situations. So, get into stocks because of the scalability, right? Because it is so much easier to make so much more without additional effort or time. That is the thing. And like some people will say, but you have to take a lot of time for the stocks to compound and for that money to add up and add up. Like, sure, sure, sure. And I would even say, like, I'm not even going to like personally condone or tell you to get into like the super risky stuff where you have higher return and higher risk and can make the money more quickly. Like, I think the lower risk, slower game is a good one to play. That's what I think for me. You'll make your own decisions. You'll do what you want. But at the same time, like it's not work. It's not time that you're putting in. It's time like you're doing other stuff in that time. So like the time that it takes for the stock to compound, like you're doing other things. It's not taking time away from these other things that you're doing. And like that is the scalability. Like the time efficiency associated with it is not matched in many other areas. So you can work smarter or you can work harder. But for me, I like the most benefit I can get while also doing the least amount of work. That is why I like stocks. It's not to say that I don't like to work, not to say that I have stopped working after I got money from my stocks, but it is to say I am a big fan of making a lot of money while doing little or no work at all. That's why I like stocks. So I hope this finds you well. I hope you take care, and I love you.